Hey guys, how's everything going? This is Jaser. In the previous video about React source code, we've taken a look at how ErrorBoundary works. In that video, I mentioned that React ErrorBoundary is super important because it's kind of like works as the basic for the suspense in the concurrent mode. It's super exciting, and today we're gonna take a deeper look at the suspense. So before we start, I plan to give us a quick recap about the error boundary. Okay, so this here is a basic example. We have an error boundary which has this get derived state from error. When an error happens, we would change the state to has error to true, and we would render different children based on the state. And in this app, we just throw an error here, and we wrap this app with error boundary. It's kind of like a try catch, try render app. If there's an error, we just render this error. So we reload it. Well, it's as expected, we have this hey, some error, right? Okay, we open the source code, and remember this is throw exception function here. Let's just break it up. Okay, yeah, it's just when error happens, throw exception function will be triggered. Here is the flow. Okay, when we are performing the unit of work and find an error, we just throw in an exception, and while we're throwing this exception, we would search for the first class component of the error boundary, and when we found it, we would insert a callback like in the updateQueue, and after set it, and we would complete the work and complete the error work, mark his parents as error. And we would stop at the first error boundary here, and we trigger the perform unit work, just set the callback. All right, trigger it again. So when it render again, it will come to this error boundary again, but this time it has something in this update queue, so it will trigger, run all these update callbacks, and before it yields the child element. So in this case, it will call the get derived state of an error. Now we have a new error here. So rather than we go to the app error one, we just have a new deviation that we go to the error dev. Render. So there will be no error component again, and we just render it. So everything works perfectly. Now, if we take a closer look at the implementation of the throw exception, we can see that there is a strange if clause here. It says if value the error is not now, and it's an object, and it has a then function, which basically means that if the value is in a promise, or more accurately speaking, it should be a Thenable, right? Okay. So if it is promise, it's not treating it as error stuff. It will trigger a suspense, meaning the component is a sync component. It's not ready to render, so we mark the component as suspended. So in order to debug, we log it here, and we change our code a little bit. Wait a minute, we change a little code here. Rather than we throw an error, we throw in a promise. Okay, we just throw promise resolve true, and then throw it, and yeah, and then we use React suspense. Okay, and when we use suspense, we need to set the fallback, which we say, hey, not ready. And when it is say, okay, we say it's ready. Okay, now we reload it again. We run it. Okay, we did a lot of run here. Okay, it's just not ready, right? Yeah, it's not ready. So here, so let's start debugging. Okay, we set it here. Okay, before we do, okay, let's just continue. From the I think that from the instinct is that when we throw in a promise, the React will just render the fallback. With the first fallback, it finds a first suspense in its parent tree. It will find the first one and get the fallback and render it. And this promise, actually, we could chain it up, right? When it is resolved, when it's settled, we just trigger the set state again, right? Set the state again, and yeah, and we can re-render it. So it's basically this simple, and let's just try to mock something. Yeah. So let's say we have a state. Okay, let's say when this state is 0, default, we just say we throw it in promise. But if it is not 0, we would set the we would just render it normally without any error. So if state is 0, we throw it, and then we after 1 second we would reset the state again. A new promise of yeah, and we render the state. Yeah, but actually this does not work. Why? Because when we throw in promise, actually this app is gonna be removed, right? It's an error, so it will be removed from the tree. And then even if when we set the 1 again, trigger it to re-render again, the app is totally from new. So the 0, the state is always be 0. So this will be kept, be thrown over and over again. Remember in the previous, here when we do handling the error, when there's error, the total error component will be removed from the fiber tree, right? We cannot get it anymore. So yeah. So rather than we keep the state in using state, we need to set to the state here, outside the app. So it's 0. So when it's render, when it is 0, we throw in promise, and then when it is okay, we set it to 1. Right? And then this promise would actually, we should trigger the should we trigger it? Yeah. Okay, it will trigger the update again. So this time the set will be 1, so it will be no error, so it's ready. Let's see. Okay, let's reload it. Hey, not ready, and then it's ready, right? Great. So about the then, let's add a debugger here. Hey, not ready. Okay, and then in debugger. Okay, so this is it. And let's just go back to the throw exception here. Okay. Oh, it's in here. And debug it. Now we start the what we're doing all the time. Okay, when it's error, we throw exception. Exception, and then if it is okay, we add this one. If this is promise, okay, Thenable, I would say Thenable error boundary. Okay, here go error boundary stuff. This is in the previous video, so if you haven't watched it yet, please take a look. This is false. And we actually will go to the error, which is the app fiber. We are handling this one, and actually we trigger and throw an error, throw an exception, Thenable, and then we would do the suspense thing, right? Okay, it says marked component suspended. Okay, let's see what's in it. Supported blah blah blah. This is actually weakable. Weakable is actually the promise. Weakable is the value. Yeah, weakable is the value. It actually will just performance the then, right? When it's ready, yeah, marked. Okay, we can ignore this. Okay, then if it's mode, blah, no mode, this is 0, 0, yeah, it's 0. And okay, here, log it here. Fragment mode, blah, blah, concurrent source, blah, blah, blah. Ordinate, blah, blah. We can ignore this one. Has invisible, blah, blah. Okay. Do. Work in progress. This is the work in progress. It should be the app, I believe. Child. It's not. Yeah, tag. Work in progress is fine. The child is the app. So it's actually the suspense. Let's take a look at our code. Okay, we have this suspense. We're rendering app. And then actually we throw an error. But it should be this app. Okay, actually, I'm a little confused here. Working progress is a return fiber. Okay, we start at the parent one. The parent one is obviously the, it's should be the suspense. It's no. Okay, we need an error. This is app. This return fiber is, okay, it's parent. Let's see the return. This is the symbol React off screen. I'm a little confused here, but it seems that there is a React suspense component. It seems that there is off-screen stuff under the suspense. Really? Okay. Okay, let's reload it and see the return fiber. This is the, let's see the roots. Current. Oh, there's not. Okay, return fiber. This is off screen. Return. This is the symbol. Then this return should be the roots, I believe. Yeah. The child is the suspense. The child is the off screen, and then this child is the app. Okay, so let's see. We have in the suspense fiber. And it also have an off screen. Off screen. This must be for some purpose, but I'm not sure for now. Okay, anyway, it's something like this. And in app, we throw an exception and we check this parent to see if it's suspense, right? Okay, if so here, and again go, but this is not true, so we will skip it. While here, yeah, go to this return, and now we have a suspense. So this will be true. Should capture. I think this will be true. The bucket weakable is the update queue. Work in progress now is the suspense. This is the always should be the head. And this is the head, and this is the update queue. Let's see what happens. You get the weakables is the update queue. The update queue, if it's no, then you will be set to new set. Okay, so rather than linked list, it will be changed to a set. Update queue. This is set, how should I say? Okay, this, something like this, right? Do something like this, set. Okay, and the updated set. It will add the wickables, which is the promise, into this updateQueue, right? Yeah, and then we say throw an exception. This is the Thenable, and it will like say insert. Ooh, use this one actually. Insert. So now we have, let's say this Thenable is P, and then we actually have this P now. P. Okay, we not add it. So this is updateQueue. Let's continue. The mode 0, 0, no mode, blah blah blah. Tag. Okay, something. This one. Source fiber is the app, is class component, no. So it actually will return, right? Yeah, so next one. And then again, we just a complete unit of work, and it should stop. It should stop at the suspense fiber here. So we mark it incomplete. This is incomplete. And when suspense fiber, let's see what happens. Okay, complete unit of work. Okay, through an exception, Thenable, and then we complete unit of work. In the previous one, you can see that complete unit error work, right? Okay. Okay, here should be complete unit of work. Throw it and complete unit of work, error work. So where is the complete error work? I'm not sure where it is. It's for an exception, search for it, and in queue capture update. We don't see that yet, right? In queue captured update, complete error work. Let's see. Complete error. It's actually not error, so I think it's not there. Oh God. Disable it first. There's no such thing. Anyway, let's continue. We'll see that at in-queue update. Is there something here? No, it's not class component. So we it just return. Okay. It just return and then go to next one. To a complete unit of work. The error work now is the app. Of course. In this complete, actually we would recursively complete. Right? Let's see what happens here. Do. Give me the work, app, flags, incomplete. I think it's should be incomplete, right? Okay, so it's complete. No mode. This one. It's a complete mode, profile mode, no mode. It's complete. But I think there's something here. Let's see. In profs app tag, this is 2 is function indeterminate. Yeah. Return now. And then this one, okay. So you reset current fiber. Okay, next one is now. So it actually reset and the return fiber. When complete, it will check the sibling and goes to the return fiber. Okay, it's first effect, and of course now complete work flags. Perform work flags bigger than it. Last effect, return fiber. Okay, go to this one. Sibling now. So now it will go to complete. Complete, right? Now complete work is the off screen. Okay, actually this is not errored, it's just complete. Completed a unit of work. So let's mark it complete. Complete. But there's something queue in the suspense fiber. Okay, the tag is now 23. 23. What is 23? Suspense? Suspense is 13. Okay, this is the off-screen stuff. So it will go to the next one. Yeah, now the tag will be the suspense. Okay, now we have this is suspense here. Oh yeah, this is it. Works for member state now. Okay, next state. What is next state? Is now. Okay. Flags 60, no flag. Something suspended. So the flags actually is updated in the suspense fiber when we set it, right? Let's go back to that. Go back to handle error, throw exception, and we would check for the suspense actually. Where is it? If yeah, this is suspense. Where is the flag here? Yeah, it marked as DidCapture flags. So I think it is the DidCapture stuff. DidCapture, yeah. So we need to set it, and also we would set it to set flag. So we mark it as red, which is DidCapture. DidCapture. Okay, now when we complete the work, it will stop at these the suspense, the flags. Now we find something. So what do we do? It actually will see. It will return a work in progress. Okay, so yeah, now we are very clear. So stop at first suspense with DidCapture. Yeah, and then it will go to this suspense. Let's move something different. Okay, this one. So yeah, and then it will actually trigger it again, right? Because this is in the complete unit of work. So I think there is a work loop sync. Let's put it here, work loop sync, and it will actually do it, trigger it over again. Let's put it here. complete our work, you know that we just rendered in progress, so this will be re-rendered. The suspense will re-rendered. Now let's see what happens. Next is the self. It's not now, and it will do it over again. Return. This is handle error. Okay. Yeah, which will try work loop sync again, and then it will complete this unit of work. Okay, now flag 0, it's 0 complete work. I think I made a mistake here. Allow me to go to, I think it should be perform it's begin work 1. Yeah, it will begin again. So let's just fast forward. This is suspense. Okay, there must be something being done. The complete unit of work again. Perform unit of work as begin work. Let's do it here. Oh, something. Okay, allow me to remove it. Remove the breakpoint and just stop here. Okay, actually, you see that we actually begin checking the. Okay, not here. Through an error. Off screen. App, and then we throw it. It should begin on the suspense again. So here we suspense again. So it return work. So we go to here. Current is not okay. It's now. So we go to what is it? It should be 13. Yeah, it's suspense. Suspense. Let's see what happens. When it updates, it checks if it is DidCapture, and it just reset the DidCapture, right? So it will re-render it, and then I'll say do this. Then re-render suspense. When it's just re-rendered, it will resets the flag, and then it says blah 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 current if current next props blah 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 There are a lot of stuff is going on here. Let's first check if the current. Oh yeah, it's now. So we go this one in next for fallback. Fallback is not undefined. Yeah, you see that we find the fallback is used, so it will actually try to claim next hydroable instance work in progress, and then suspense state is memory state. Work in progress is a suspense. Suspense state is now. So we don't do this, and then we show fallback. I think this should be true. Yeah, and then it's a mount suspense fallback children. So the fallback fragment primary children, it will return. Yeah, you can see that in this, what's this one? Update, So it will return the fallback fragment. Fallback fragment is the, what is the tag? Tag 7. And the child is now. And pending props is the children. Okay, so, and then go to next one. Turn it. So it this one actually returned the new child. Return it. So next one. We got next. Next is this one, right? Pending props is this children, the 7. It will actually go to the begin work again. Obviously, the current is this one. The tag is 7. Actually, I'm curious about tag 7 is what. Okay, the current is now. Okay, let's go to 7. 7. What is 7? Suspense is not host component. Host to root, no. Host to portal forward, no. Fragment. Oh, it actually returns a fragment. Very interesting. So it update the fragment. So okay, now let's see. It will actually when re-rendered. Okay, it will render the fallback. Second render. Fragment with fallback. Second render. So this is gonna be be detached, and now this is the new one. So yeah, and then it's rendered. So what we got is the fallback nicely rendered. Let's remove it, and yeah, hey, okay, hey, now ready. And then the callback, the promise resolved the debugger and set update the state. So this actually should be triggered the update, but let's see how it is triggered. Return this, no problem. And wrapped. Okay, I think we missed something. Is this wrapped? Unstable wrap. Okay, let's see what it is. Oh, here, when we are throwing, when we commit work, actually, when we here, oh, when the first one, when we render, when we commit it, after render, when we commit, we actually will attach the suspense retry listener commit work. We found the suspense, we commit suspense command, of course, attach suspense retry listeners. So this is the, okay, let's draw a line here. This is render, and this is commit. This is commit mutation effect, I would say. Commit root. This is explained in the previous videos. Please search on my channel, and then it will actually, let's see, just go to here for attach suspense retry listeners for suspense. Let's see what it does. The finished work, we get the update queue, we compose. Update queue is the set here. Okay, and for each, it will actually retry. Okay, retry is resolve, retry, workable. Oh, let me. Okay, here, retry. Yeah, this is the callback. Actually, this is the retry, and then the retry is, if the retry cache, where's the retry cache? Retry cache is the state node. Wow. And it's actually the retry cache add. Retry cache is also a weak set. Also, oh, okay. Okay, this is retry cache, and let's connect it. This is state node. For normal node, HTML node, the state node will be the HTML element. But for the suspense, there is no HTML element, so the state node will be pointing to the retry cache. Let's see what it is. It's actually a weak set. Weak set means when the element is recycled, it doesn't hold a strong reference to prevent the garbage collection. Retry has it. If it doesn't have it, then it will retry. This one, right? Unstable, wrap it, wrap the retry, and add it to the then. Okay, you see? Then. Produce the then. Okay, we would push. Okay, let's just put it here. And then the retry is retry. Let's just take a look at the retry. Okay. It should be set up retry on then. Okay, this is retry. Let's see what's the retry is. Retry, get the retry cache. The flag. Okay, let's keep it. Now let's promise is resolved. Then we go to the retry, right? So this is retry. And then the boundary flag, it's the suspend. It's suspend, obviously. We get the retry cache, suspend, and then return suspend. It just return a break. So we break here. For retry. Retry cache is not now, so it will delete it. Retry cache. Retry delete, and then it says retry timeout boundary, bounded fiber, retry lane. Retry timeout boundary. Okay, let's see. Which one is this one? And also it would clear the cache, right? Retry cache. Retry cache. Wait a minute. Retry cache. Where is it? Okay. I forgot where the retry. Oh, here. Retry cache adds the weakable. So the P is at here. Also add here. And did you remove it? Remove cache. Okay. Now retry timeout boundary. So it's time to retry. Okay, now we find something similar. It said update lane for fiber root. And then root is not now. So we mark root updated. Ensure root is in schedule pending interactions. Okay, yeah, and then it's calls ensure root is scheduled. And yeah, next go back. Mark start, next name, next property, next name. Retry boundary. Mark root. Let's see which one is the function to mark root updated. No, not this one. Mark root is make sure is scheduled. I believe this is the one. So next names, no. Existing callback. It's now. So new callback. Sync lane. It should be retry lane, right? Oh, sync lane. Okay, new schedule sync callback. Oh yeah, perform sync root. So this is it. Schedule sync callback. And okay, it will call schedule sync callback with this one, perform sync work on root. It will just to trigger the update again. So this is it. This is our whole picture, and it's not that difficult. We can see that when we throw an error, if it is promise, we will find the suspense fiber and just complete all the nodes. And when we complete the suspense, we find that it's captured something. So we would render the callback as the children. And when we commit it, it will goes to the suspense fiber and change some callback, change some Thenable callback to the promise, which is retry. And when it is retried, it will assure that the root component is re-rendered sometime in the future. So that's it. And this cache to state, which is the updateQueue and the state node, would just be cleared. But it just has this bad naming because it's just reusing the previous property on the fiber node, which is state node, is usually meaning to the okay, so for the HTML element, but it's named the state node, so maybe it's just fine. And also updateQueue, it's using a set for that. Well, it's because Suspense this doesn't have something similar to the normal fiber node. But anyway, so this is pretty obvious. Now, yeah, that's it. So we remove the breakpoint and see, okay, hello ready, and debugger, and then 1. Okay, so these let's rewrite our code to make the thing better. Okay, this part, it's not obvious, right? It's not clear what we're doing. Let's wrap the logic here to like use resources. Okay, so let's say this is a resource, and we have a read, which is reach method, and we have this value. Let's say it's 0, default 0, and when we'll read it, okay, let's say just this is undefined. Undefined. So if this value is undefined, and we would just say this fetch, internal fetch would be, we'll just mark here, so the promise, and wait a minute, oh yeah, okay, new promise, resolve, set timeout, resolve 1 second, and we just then this value will be let's just say it's 1, and also, oh yeah, this is it. There's no need to set this one. We just throw a promise, and it was set this to 1. Yeah, if it is not, we just return this value, right? This value. So this is it. So we const state equals resources read. Let's retry. Hey, not ready. 1. Perfect. So in this case, say if there is an error, if there's an error here, so error happens, right? Let's just say here reject some error. Okay, so now we say here, this is the error. What we do, we just say, okay, this value is error. Reject new error. This is the mark. Okay. So return this value no. If this value instance of error, we would throw this value, right? If not, we just return this value. Oh, this should be a smaller case. Okay, so now actually there's an error here. Uncaught error, some error. Say timeout reject. Oh, I need to change it to function. Okay, and hey, not ready, not error. So the error is not handled because the error won't be handled by Suspense. We need to actually add an error boundary here, right? Let's see. Let's just add the error boundary here. Error boundary. So yeah. Hey, I'm not ready. Hey, some error. Pretty cool, huh? So the error boundary handles the error. Suspense handles the promise. So now you know, we know what the Suspense is doing. Pretty interesting. Okay. Okay. That's it. I'll put this image in my description. So hope it helps. See you next time. Bye bye.